Hello. Welcome everyone to the fourth lecture of a series for basic data analytics using Excel. As always, I am really excited for the lecture. There's always something that I'll be learning with you. And before we actually dive into this topic, good news for you. This particular lecture won't be very long. Second thing, before we actually start our understanding and learning the concept where we actually using multiple sheets and data entry, I would like to re-emphasize on the motto of our YouTube channel. We want each and every student who wants to learn to get the opportunity to learn. So to help in that particular cause, we are giving our course for free for one kid if we are having 100 subscribers, right? And this will keep on multiplying. So for 1,000 subscribers, we will be sponsoring education for 10 kids, right? So that being said, I hope you will subscribe, like, and share our YouTube videos as well as our channel to your friends and family members, so that we can grow and we can achieve our cause. Our main aim to actually sponsor 1 lakh students in the next 2 years. So we'll dive into this. Okay. So before we actually start working with multiple sheets, we need multiple sheets, right? So we'll actually click here and we'll add another sheet. So the name of the sheet is sheet 2. This was sheet 1, and let's say I'm going to add one more, let's say sheet 3. And so the way we are actually going to work with more sheets is, first let's just go down and we can see that all of these sheets are empty. So let's say you have to select multiple cells. We do it using shift and arrow keys, right? And also control shift and arrow keys. But with sheets, it's not the case. If we have to select, let's say, multiple cells or sheets which are separated, then we are always going to use control and our mouse to actually select it. So for example, if I have to give you an example how we do it, if I want to select cell H3, I'm going to bold it using control B for ball. And let's say I want to select the name A3, Prit. Okay, I want to let's say select all of them and copy it somewhere. And I don't want any space in between whatever is mentioned here. I just want this as an H3. That's all. So the way to do it is, we are actually going to select the first cell, and then I will actually click on control, and without taking my hand off the control key, I'm going to click on Prit as well. So now you can see this is the active cell where I am working, but this particular cell is also selected. So if I'm going to click on control C, you can see these two cells were distinctly copied. And let's say on G5, if I want to paste it, and I will go and if I do control V, right, that is shortcut key for paste, you can see both of these items got pasted together and there was no disturbance for these cells, right? So the same way, this is just a normal exercise before you actually go for learning how worksheets work, right? The same way we are going to select the sheets. So this is important when you are actually having a lot number of sheets and for a fact that you have to perform similar function, or let's say the same exact function in all of the sheets, right? To make sure you are not doing it again and again, you are actually going to select all the sheets together and work with only one sheet, so that all the sheets combined gets the job done. You only have to do the work once. All the sheets will take the commands. This might sound a little confusing for you right now, but let me make it a little easier for you. So for this particular data set, let's say I want to multiply each value with, let's say, 5. Okay, this is the same thing I'll be doing for each and every column here, right? Okay, fine, we know that's what we're going to do. But what if I want to do the same in sheet 5? I have some numbers here. Okay, I will create a series here. I took some random numbers here, and let's say I want to actually, add 5 to all of these numbers. Now most of the time, this is a very basic example for you to understand, but this is not the practical example, and we'll understand what practical examples we can work on as well. So okay, let's see that we have to add 5 here, we have to add 5 here as well. So instead of doing the same function in both the sheets, I'm going to go to sheet Indian name, and I'm actually going to click on control key, and with my mouse I'm going to select sheet 3. So now you can see sheet 3 as well as Indian name, these two sheets are highlighted and both of them are actually linked together. So whatever actually I'm going to do in my sheet Indian name will be done in sheet 3. So let's say in column G1 I'm going to write my name Dhruv. So if I'm going to write my name, sheet 3 will also have my name written without my intervention, right? So I don't need to do the task again and again in each and every sheet. It will be just done by myself, by Excel. So let's say I want to do +5. Also, the minute I'm actually going to enter this formula, there will be a magic comment that will be popped up by Excel, right? A formula that I have added in this cell. So you will be able to see it in just a second when I will click enter. Subscribe, like, and share. All right. So it's a if statement that we'll be learning after some time. It's part of the lecture as well. So let's say we'll just if you will actually want to drag this particular formula to all the cells, you can go to the corner and your mouse will actually become a plus sign. You can drag it like this, or you can also double click so that it is filled to the bottom. Right now, here's a problem. You can see that all of these are 6 6 6 6 6, although 0 plus 5 is actually 5, right? 1 plus 5 is 6. This can happen sometimes, and to solve this issue, we'll actually just fill everything first. I'm just going to double click here so that everything is filled. I'll just go to the bottom and check. This might happen because Excel sometimes takes some time to calculate or reflect the exact value that should be reflected, and it will just keep on reflecting 6 until unless you do something else in your workbook. So let's say I'm going to write my name again, that is Dhruv here, right? The minute I will click here, you can see the values got changed, right? The exact formula, the answer which we wanted is in front of us now. And if I'm going to sheet 3, you can see Dhruv got written here as well, and all of these numbers got reflected because I filled down till row 1300. I'm navigating using mouse right now so that you can see which particular sheet I'm navigating to, right? Otherwise I'm using control keys, maximum use of keyboard. So you can see it got filled down to all of these values. Now a practical example of this would be, let's say you have a data set of 2012, right? Oh, you can see what exactly happened right now. I was thinking where my data from cell column B and column C is. So if I delete in sheets C3, it will reflect in the sheet Indian name, right? So I don't want that to happen, right? I would like this to be the way it is, right? So so this might happen. I'll give you a practical example. You are having all of these names, and you have these are the students of your school, and we have the mark score for 2012, 13, 14, 15, and so on, so up to, right? So if you are having so many number of students, right, from your 2012, 13, 14, you have 10 years, and sometimes you want to do some analysis. That is, let's say I want to calculate the percentage of marks that they have in each year. So you don't actually have to go to each year and do it. All you have to do is perform the function in the first sheet. It will be copy pasted by Excel in all the sheets which will actually come later, and then it will be done. You don't necessarily have to worry about what exactly is happening, right? So let's say I'm writing name here, and let's say I'm writing what was it, target, yeah, target. Okay, it got unselected, but I'll go to write target here, right? And let's say even the normal functions like bold will actually work. So if I'm going to select my entire row, right, and I'm selecting both of my sheets, selected my entire row, it will, if I'm clicking on control B to bold everything, you can see it is reflected here as well. And if I'm giving some space in row 1, I will have a lot of space, the same space in my other sheet also. So each and everything that you're going to do in your sheet is going to reflect in the other sheet you have selected. I think I've emphasized enough on this. We'll be working on practical examples as we work forward. Right now is you have to just understand what exactly is happening. There are some things that you can't do though, right? So under styles you can see conditional formatting and format as table is disabled. Well, while you are working with all of these sheets, you cannot do it. Addition to that, some add-ins as well as editing is something which is disabled, so you will not be able to do it, right? So, last thing to conclude this lecture, how do we actually get out of this selection, right? So for that we actually need to go to a sheet which we have not selected. So if I'm clicking on sheet 2, you can see all of these sheets got unselected automatically, and now they're independent. So if I'm deleting something here, it is not going to reflect on my India name sheet. So that's how it is. I hope I have emphasized enough of what exactly it is, but at the end of the day you have to practice by yourself. Use the same sheet as the last lecture for the practice. So that would be it from my end. If you have any doubts, you can always comment. You can reach out to me on my mail. You can go to my channel, you can send me a mail if you have any doubts. Thank you so much for joining.